Hey guys, welcome to one of my short, quick videos. We're keeping them shorter these days, under 20 minutes, just the stuff that you need to fix your car, get the information, get back on the road, and I'm going to try not to leave anything out, but I'm going to try to make it quick. Stay tuned, let's go. So we had a little technical glitch today, working on a '09 F150 that the backlighting's not working on. My audio wasn't working, so you guys are going to get a little voiceover action. I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is. And we'll see what we can do here. Okay, we are just powering up the cluster so we can see what it powers up like. We're going to get it disassembled. So on that power up on this particular model, it will not turn on the LED lights, so we're going to have to use a different method once we get this thing apart. Yeah, right here, we're just taking off clips. Bunch of clips around the outside. Gotta remove our needles and find our stops. Gonna mark our stops with pencil. I think I made some comment on here about we don't normally use pencils because we don't make mistakes. It's not near as funny on a voiceover though. So you just feel your stop position counterclockwise against the stop with an upward pull, and that should loosen up your needle, and you can just pull it right off. All right, I'm telling you to put a little upward pressure on the plug there while you release the clips and try to get one end out first. It kind of peels up like a banana from the end with the plug on it. You don't want to bend the board, but it comes up on that end first, and then you work it towards the other end. All right, just checking to see what the power looks like without the needles and faceplate on there. See if we were getting any LED action. And this one, my bench power supply does not light up the LEDs. So I'm showing you how to test it here. I've got a little notch in the corner of the LED. Your negative lead goes there. Your positive lead goes up at the top. You do this with a multimeter and diode mode. Or you can do it with a power supply, but at 3 volts. So the little notch in the bottom, and that's a non-working LED. That's why I've got it circled there. Again, a working LED. These are PLC4, PLCC4 LEDs, and I'm kind of going over. I had one PLC4 LED and I had a PLC2 LED, and I think that 3528 is the form factor on them. Nonetheless, I'm showing you that the ones I have that are new are much brighter than the factory Ford LED. So the only option you have is replace all of the LEDs in there so that the instrument cluster won't be bright on one side and dim on the other. Or you can go out, if you've got the ability, which I did, and pulled an old cluster that was non-repairable, and I pulled some LED. I'm going to be pulling some LEDs off of it. And it's pointing out the little notch in the bottom. That is where your negative lead goes. The top, the pin opposite of that was where your positive lead from your multimeter will go. I'm going to use a little flux. That helps get them off cleaner. They're a real pain in the butt to get off without melting them. If you don't have a pair of hot tweezers, man, I feel sorry for you because they are a booger to get off with one soldering iron. If you got two soldering irons, you can get in there and try to get them off, just one on each side. But they are something else to get off with just regular soldering iron. The hot tweezers make the job a hell of a lot easier. That's the only way. This is the old cluster that I'm pulling the LEDs off of, so we can use these. These are working LEDs. You can get them off as clean as you can and get them off of your heat as soon as you can because they will melt. So I needed three donor LEDs. So we took off three from the old board to get, and the reason we're doing that is to get the color matching and the intensity matching so that we don't have to replace every single LED. He didn't want to pay any extra to replace all the LEDs. So here we're working on taking the non-working LEDs off the customer's board. And not being nearly as gentle because we didn't care if we melted those since they don't work anyway. It's the last non-working LED. We circled the ones that aren't working. So if you're wondering what the circle's all about. So going back on with a good LED, you just want to prep your pads, get them nice and smooth. You want everything to go as smoothly as possible. So here we're putting the LEDs back on that I took off the other board. Just want to be pretty gentle. You want to get it all lined up just far. You want to get it lined up just right and be pretty gentle about it. Try to heat up the pads underneath it and then just get it to settle in place. That requires getting four pads heated up at the same time. So that technique, but like I said, this isn't the DIY do it at home in your garage kind of method, but it's the way we get it done. So we were just testing that one to make sure it was good. And we're cleaning up the flux. I think at this point I've already done all three of them, and we're just gonna clean up here. That's 99% alcohol. That'll take off all your Sharpie marks as well. So we're just gonna test all three again, make sure our repair was successful. And we should be good. It's just the reassembly process here. We're gonna talk our way through getting this back together. The board just snaps back in place using the clips that were such a pain in the butt earlier. Just set it back in there, press it in. Get your back in place. There's a T15 screw that goes right in the center, right there where his fingers were, right there. And I don't believe he put that back. So we're going to go get that done. You set your needles on. It's a good idea just to go all the way around once and go to your stop position. And you should be good. Your stops, if you can bounce your needles around a little bit, you'll feel that your stop is right there where it used to be. Same process on every single gauge. That's what that pencil mark was for. And also, when you're taking those, oh, we were jacking around. I told him his big head was in the way. And then I was made say, imagine how much work you could get done if you had four hands. Anyhow, um, those the speedometer and the tack, you got to be gentle with those, getting those off when you're counter rotating against the stops. Just don't be a gorilla about it, and you'll be all right. But just be gentle because those stepper motors do occasionally. The stop inside of them will get to the point where it won't stop anymore. And then you got to put a new stepper motor in. There's your test process, and make sure we had everything right, and then all of our needle placement right. The lens is back on. Gonna give it a little bath here as soon as those T15, we got those T15s in at least. All except for that T15 in the back. That is a complete reassembly. Hey Joe, while I'm thinking about it, you're missing a T15 out of the back of the thing there. The back panel, it's got a T15 that goes right in the middle. Hey, if you like what you saw here today, get down there in them buttons, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get advised of the new content as it's released. My name is John. We've been here in San Antonio for over 20 years fixing electronics. We specialize in automotive, but we definitely can fix any component level repairs you might need. The company is Automotive Electronics. You can look us up on Google's Automotive Electronics in San Antonio, and you'll find us every single time. Until next time, I hope all your repair attempts are successful. Hopefully you save yourself a little cash along the way. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.